I'm actually doing some landscape for one of my. Let me flip this thing over. Yeah, got the orientation messed up. Anywho, over here doing a project for one of my older clients. Got my little mic here, as you guys can see. Hopefully, you can hear me clearly. I gotta pause this music. I'm listening to music while I'm trying to talk to y'all. Throwing me off. But anywho, so put down some black mulch, and everything's starting to bloom. So got a lot of pollen in here, and that pollen turned the mulch from black to like gray, almost look white. So it looked like some old mulch. So I was like, from this place, and you have some old mulch that was losing a dye or something on it. Put this on the fence. Hopefully, just something in there. Oh man, that's perfect. Trying to get this like mulch installation. Whatever you put out is what you receive back. If I say, hey guys, I'm mowing, I'm doing mulch, I'm doing everything, that's what the kind of calls I'm gonna get. And I might not be as season just to pick up a bunch of stuff like that. So doing my diligence. It's a lot of weeds, ain't it? There's another pile right here. Figured I'd hang out with y'all while I get this done. Told you I'm trying to show up more often for you guys. Whether that's a custom video, or it requires me to edit, or get on the computer, edit out color, speed it a little bit more, get the words, etc. But I want to share some time. Yeah, I told you, trying to get these clients up. Lead control, I think we got a decent amount of customers this spring. Of course, it's the spring rush. This is when time you're supposed to pick people up, get them. But I'm pretty excited about the near future here. Just gotta stay the course and not get off track by doing more stuff like this. This is a time for I'm in the process of got a handful of people that I believe in their work. We got good relationships, and I'm just gonna once I get these inquiries, people want to solid installation. Starting in May, those will be ones I actually sell contract out. I'm gonna finish up April. I'll finish up March, of course, this month, and then next month, everybody will already have on the books. Everything after that, subcontract, solid installation. That way I can really dial in on the lead control part of it. I've been picking people up, and I need to continue to put out information about it. It's one of those things. You don't put the information out about it, people won't know. So, doing what I got to do, get that information out. Y'all can't see what I'm doing. Right here. I'll change the camera. took me some hours. Y'all would have seen the other side of this landscape. It's pretty hot. It's really like this. So right now I'm just de-weeding it. And then from there I'll be the stone's in. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm showing y'all can. First I'm gonna de-weed this thing and then bring some fresh mulch in. So this is one of my clients I actually got on a weed control fertilization program. And it's not for like the landscape part right here, but it's more so for the lawn. As you can see, we got some poor annual bluegrass. We got dandelions. You know, all that spring stuff is starting to pop up. Spring is a week away. I ain't got my watches in the truck. I had to charge it up, but spring is about a week away. Today's the 14th here in Charleston, according to the spring date. I think it's March 20th, if I'm not mistaken. But we don't really experience a true spring until mid-April, just because we get a false spring like twice. We've had one already where everything was like greening up. And this was like, it wasn't even in March, it was actually in February. Yeah, we had one in February where things start to green up a little bit, the lawns. Then we caught a cold frost, boom, everything went back to dormancy. So right now, everything is gradually becoming green. So we're looking on the up and up, but it's going to shift back into dormancy again as well, because our spring is not so, it's not punctual. It's never punctual. We're going to shift back into dormancy. Probably our frost dates here in Charleston is like March 28th, and that means that's when the last frost rise, like the last cold frost. So after that day, we usually have about, it's usually like 2 weeks after that is where the coast is usually clear. We usually get a frost date early April, to be honest. Like, I've been trying to do better at not just saying, oh, we're getting a cold frost. So, hey, a cold frost is coming, guys. Don't put out, but don't act too early, etc. Right? But instead of just saying that nowadays, I got documents. I got video of literally for the last 3 years, 2 to 3 years, where when that cold frost came, I recorded and I made a video say, hey guys, today is such and such. Today is April 4th, and we currently have a cold frost. If you've aerated your lawn, or you have, put down fertilizer and everything because you was happy about spring weather, be aware that your lawn could possibly be stunted due to everything shifting back to dormancy for a few days. Because it does that. It literally, we get a cold frost, and literally, like within a day, everything is back brown. And then people be wondering, where does these issues with my lawn come from, right? But there's a science to this stuff. I think I'm getting a little bit infatuated with it. I've been trying to dial in, y'all. Dial in, because I feel like I need to know the most about the thing that I'm doing. I'm passionate about grass, y'all. I like grass. As far as all the different types, etc. So that's what makes me feel pretty cool to, sell side installation jobs, because I just did like 5 estimates today, and I'm sure I'm closing at least 3. I'm good on that. But I was talking to the client, and I was like, hey, I know, sometimes people, you might see some grass that looks amazing. You might want it in your yard, but
We're not the company that's just going to put down what a client wants, unfortunately. I say we try to put the grass down that best fits your lifestyle, because originally the homeowner didn't know that, you had two German Shepherds that's going to run in your backyard at all times. They didn't know that tree that they planted, um, in the front yard was going to cast so much shade within the 2 years after planting it. So stuff like that is factors of why I don't just let people choose the grass type, because if it's a grass that can't handle a lot of foot traffic and they got dogs, I'm putting the wrong grass. I'm not leading you in the right direction. So just educating the clients on different types of grass, different cultivars, and what's fit for their lifestyle, I think is important. And I think that'll center me as a professional. On the flip side, I am trying to do a better job at networking with other local voices. What I mean by that, so I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, private Facebook groups, um, actually like local Facebook groups, and people, everybody got it everybody got it figured out as far as they understand everything that's going on with a lawn. Like they know, oh, well, they feel as if they do. Like one guy, for instance, I was in a group yesterday, just, some guys said, hey, does anybody have a detactor I can use, right? Mind you, I know the area, I know the grass type he has. So sometimes I don't say nothing. I just like to watch the comment section and see what people say and what direction people point them. And that also shows how much people know about the grass. So it's like, hey, I need a detactor. I waited. I seen like 4 messages pop up in this group, and it was like one guy said, hey, it's probably not the best. He said it's not the best idea to detach a centipede lawn, etc. And I was like, great. Somebody, responded with some sense, and I was like, okay, I don't have to say anything. Well, this is actually, I think I was the first one to say something, y'all. I didn't wait for this one. I didn't wait because I wanted to make an impression of who is this person that's talking about detaching. So, hey, sometimes you got to step up. You can't be scared. You can't sit on the bench. So, in this situation, I believe I stepped up and I was like, hey, it's not ideal to detach, centipede grass. I said, unless you have an inch and a half or 2 inches of a thatch layer, you don't want, your lawn to struggle to try to repair itself after doing the dethatching. I'll say aeration may be more feasible, and it's also a similar process of detaching by removing some of the thatch layer. I'll say, but I hope this helps. Like just something simple, just to get it started, to see, where people thoughts process go from there. But I think it was a long message. Sometimes I feel like it's kind of, you can't short context something. You got to give context to what do you mean by what you're talking about, right? It gets deeper than just the surface level of what I was saying. But I just gave them a sky view to an extent, just a short version of it. I hope to point them in the right direction. Then there was another guy that came on. He said, I got a detacher. He said, I'm going to detach mine soon. And mind you guys, all the grass is dormant. So what are you detaching? You don't even know if that is, active, grass. You don't know the conditions. Why would you detach a dormant lawn? It's a stressful process. My head, it is what it is. Let them go ahead and, put that information out there. I didn't say nothing. I said what I had to say. And anything that I talk about is backed by my the state of Clemson extension, where they help with plant information. So I don't feel no type of way, because they can double check the information and they'll see that what I was saying made sense from a reference of our plant zone, and also understanding how that plant grows. It grows by stolons, and you're going to cut off all those relationships that has with the mother plant when you detach. And especially if you're just doing it because you think you heard the name and you think you should just do it. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I be wanting to know what people thought process is around it, but I try not to. I don't do any detaching. I try not to push people towards detaching, and I try not to encourage people to do seeding in my area. It's just I did at the beginning. I was telling people how to do. I don't know, not telling people, but at one point I was selling seeding. But then once I noticed the results, the end game of what people got to deal with to try to get it to work, I noticed that it's more so of a headache, and the amount of money that I'm charging for is expensive, especially. And then there's very limited amounts of seeds that very limited amounts of seeds that I can try to sell to them. I'll be getting so many text messages, y'all. Get a lot of scam messages. Yeah, it's so many different seeds that you know you could try to seed, and people think you can just go to Lowe's, Home Depot, grab a bag, and go for it, and yeah, put some Kentucky bluegrass down, and it was growing really good. Then it stopped. I let people talk because that's the biggest part of understanding how to answer them. To listen, let them talk so they can tell you the problem, tell you exactly what the problem is. If you just jump out the gun and just start talking, you'll never get down to the bottom of what caused their lawn to decline or what they did to try to, I like to learn of what they've already done. That way, when I talk to them, they got to understand that, hey, you went about this wrong. Um, it's not ideal. And I don't know. I just try to point them in the best direction because at the end of the day, it don't benefit me to try to sell somebody on a seed job no more. Especially if they're not getting the results that they want at the timeline they want. Nurturing, it takes seeds to germinate, which all seeds don't germinate, right? It's like a, I'm gonna roll the dice and I'm gonna see if I can hit this 7, right? You ain't gonna hit 7 every time, so all seeds don't germinate. So you get some that um, just don't perform as well as others. But the biggest piece of it was, I don't like the people not getting the results that they want because I'm a person of integrity and I try to, give people what they need, not something that I want to sell. It ain't about what I want to sell. If it ain't the best for them, I don't need to be selling it. It's just what it is. And I got a great book, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Great book that has become my favorite. It's called Who's Buying You? And it just talks about integrity, character, and, not trying to sell stuff for your own reason. But literally, if it's not a solution to somebody's problem, you're selling wrong. So I'm like, I like that because I don't feel like when it comes to sales, I like to try to convince people. I just like to explain to them, elaborate to them their issue, and then also uh, I tell them a plan of how I'm gonna address it, and it's realistic. Like, and I was like, hey, I got the proof to show it. Like, I ain't just talking. Let me show you. This salon, it had the exact same issue you had, and what we did here was we actually, instead of, I know you said you spent a lot of money and a company came back here and put some Bermuda under your tree area, but this other client, they had the same issue. They paid $10,000, $15,000 for their whole back lawn to be renovated. And when when I came back here and I saw that Bermuda grass, I was like, why would they do that? So what I did was I said, hey, let's get some St. Augustine and let's sprig it, you know, take pieces of the side and put it in multiple sections, and it grows by stolons. So this could fill in over a decent amount of the season, but it's fit for the environment. And they was happy to roll with that, and now they got a back lawn after they've already. Unfortunately, sometimes people spend money with the wrong people, and that's not on me. And I could just stick to my guns and I ain't doing nothing crazy, but sometimes I try to look out so I can build a better relationship and, you know, That person, I know I kept it real with them when I ain't have to. It's power in networking, y'all. Networking, networking, and people happy. All right, y'all. As y'all can see, I got all this stuff cleared up and got it in the piles that I want. This right here is my little go-to tool that I like to tell y'all about all the time. I talk about it so much. I got 3 of these. This right here is called a scuffle hole. So basically, I hold it like this, and right here on the back side of it, this is like a blade. I actually sharpen this. I got my ankle grinder, and I sharpen this back piece. So basically, I go like this, and I slide it under the soil, and it cuts the root of the weed off, and prevents me from having to lean down to do it. It sucks trying to pull weed, y'all, but you got one of these, you can just boop, boop, gone, boom, weed gone. And then you just get a fine rake, and you just rake it up. And it's pretty simple. But as you can see, I got this pile here, got that pile over there, and I think I've already de-weeded the whole bed. And now all I need to do is get this stuff out and put it in a place where it's not going to get in my way, so I can go ahead and just kind of put the mulch down. And what I do too, like when I was to prevent some weeds from popping up in these beds. So let me get to it. Hopefully y'all can hear me, because I'll be having this mic on me and sometimes it die on me. It's showing it as green, so that means y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up, because I did one time, and my daughter, after they laughed, they said, "Dad, you was talking and I couldn't hear you." I was like, "What?" But this time, as long as it's green light, let me show you. See that green light right there, y'all? Usually when that's green, that means you can hear me. So that means I got a solid connection. But along down with this little area, I'm gonna move on to the other section over here. Got more estimates I need to do. I got a lot of estimates I got to send out. I've captured all the details for the properties, but now it's time to get to it and get those numbers sent out. Thing about estimates, guys, you gotta give people the numbers. If they don't have the numbers, how much do you think they really can decide on or move forward on? So I'm trying to do a better job at when I send out the 4 hours, and the sooner you get them information, the sooner they can make a decision on if they want to work with you. That's just what it is. Otherwise, they're lingering, and if you give them too much time, they start to shop around. Well, he haven't sent me an estimate, and it's been 2 days. Or he haven't sent me an estimate, and it's been a week. Some of y'all out there like that. Don't act like it, like you're a stranger to that, because we all get busy when it comes to the spring season, and people fall by the wayside. Punctuality is key. That's right, man. A man called Kodiak. Wow, you're right about that. Being punctual is key. Look at that. It's a nice bite. That thing is sweet. That's some fun. But yeah. So I'm gonna continue to finish up this project. Got to get all this stuff cleared out of this landscape. What y'all working on this season? What's one of your primary things that you're focused on? Because I know sometimes people, it's like, well, it's usually a number is the goal. But for me, it's more about focus this season. I'm really trying to continue to try to revisit it every week. Like I got my planner that I write in, and got my planner that I write in. I wrote down, my plans of trying to stay focused, and that plan involves continuously making content around the thing that I aspire to accomplish, as far as weed control, fertilization, sod installation. So I'm giving out tips on videos about, when to put down a pre-emergent, how to just basic lawn tips that can not just help somebody, in one specific area, but a whole overall, if that makes sense. Like I don't want them to just come and they can't be assisted or helped by landscape, but also in reference to it's a nice day out there, y'all. In reference to landscape, like I might be putting out tips about, putting out a landscape barrier fabric, putting down a pre-emergent when you're doing a motion, just basic, simple information that I feel like no matter how many jobs you do, that next client's gonna ask the question that you've already answered 1,000,001 times. So to combat that and create a system, because I'm getting a little bit obsessed with this system thing, my goal is to continue to make these videos, and when people ask these questions, I must be sending them a link to my YouTube channel, which is, it's not this channel, it's actually another channel that's specifically surrounding my business, and it's actually doing pretty decent, y'all. It's doing pretty decent. But having those videos to answer the questions that they're curious about or don't have the answer to, I think is key, because sometimes, tablet just fell in the truck. Sometimes people just don't know. They just don't know, y'all. Sometimes they just don't know. I got the I got the iPad inside the wheelbarrow. Let me see if I'm still connected, because this thing, I know it dies sometimes. Okay, I'm still connected. Y'all can hear me. Yeah, people to me feel like I be wanting to work harder. I don't know why, I think sometimes it's one of those habits that you gotta break. Gotta keep these ends coming in somehow. Can't just sit there and expect stuff gonna just fall into place. Faith without work is dead, ain't it? Go ahead. Let me hear it. Gotta put some work in. I can't just expect this stuff to happen because Rob is great. Well, everything's gonna work out because Rob is just great. And nah, you gotta stop. And for me, starting somewhere is use the current gift that you have. For me, connect again. All right. For me, starting from where you're at, meaning using the gift that you already have, leveraging it to get to where you're trying to go. Whether that be a short term, which is my thing, I definitely am trying to make it as short term as possible. I have a timeline on it. I told you guys, May is the month that I should be doing all my subcontracting. So all the projects that I'm locking in right now for all the projects that I'm locking in for April, I'm gonna finish out April. April has to be a strong month, y'all. Gotta be a strong month for me to step away and actually just focus on the weed control part of the business. But I gotta get those reps in. I gotta put information out, and I gotta get those customers. Yes, I've been picking up customers by the day when it comes to the weed control, but the amount of customers that's needed to actually thrive, it's an abundance. So if you're in lawn care, usually it's double the amount of customers. So imagine you had to do double the amount of customers to try to reach some of those financial goals. It's going to require more reach, more relationships, more people. So I can't skip that part. So I've been talking to my mentor, and he's been putting me up on game, telling me make sure I'm doing some, get into people's face a little bit, do a little bit more direct market, have a conversation. And I don't know about y'all. I'm not opposed to that. I just got to get I'm good with talking with people for one. Like, I don't have any problem. Problem I think I have is because in a sense that's the soliciting part. Not to say I should say, oh, I see soliciting signs, just run for the hills, but in the same token, I'm trying to think of a strategic way where I'm not encroaching on someone's privacy if they don't desire someone to come talk to them. Like me personally, I don't like talking to people who come up to my door and they got a shirt on, is it tie or something? Oh, I already know what time it is. You trying to sell something. I'm good, right? Used to be like that. But when I came a little bit more passionate about sales, which I've been in sales for since I can remember, um, I try to have an open mind because sometimes you don't know what that person is trying to sell and you may need it. You don't know that. You don't know what that person's trying to sell. So try to have an open mind because remember, I, I tell people I buy high, I sell. So if I don't like people trying to sell to me, what I think it's like I almost feel like it's a reciprocity thing. Like you don't want nobody to sell to you, but you want to sell to people. How does that work? You know? So like you got to get that experience under the belt to allow people to make their offer. If it's something you clearly don't need, decline it. But you'll never know if you never hear them out. You'll never know. So just trying to do a better job at that, y'all. Hearing people out, hearing their offer before I make a decline. My wife be laughing at me because I don't know if when you got like I'm trying to make sure I'm still connected here. When you got a business, you get a million and one marketing calls of people trying to sell you. Google this, Google that, review this, review that. You get a bunch of people trying to sell to you, and she be tripping like, why do I sit on the phone and talk to these people? Like, why? Like, why are you talking to these people? Like, why are you wasting your time when you know? I say the thing is, there's so many different companies, and to be honest, like if I really think about what I'm truly passionate about is technology. So when people try to sell me on stuff when it comes to like Google and stuff like that, like, I really want to hear what are they proposing, what are the systems, because sometimes like I know a lot about that stuff. So when people talk to me about it, I want to see if it's actually a good offer. And some people do have good offers, and it's just why would I pay them if I'm passionate about doing it myself sometimes? Well, majority of the time. I've been doing my Google and website for years. I went to college for computer science. That don't mean I graduated, y'all, but I did go for it. But as you know, like technology always does, it continues to change, change, change. It ain't where it was 10 years ago. It ain't gonna be where it's at right now in the next 10 years. So it's a lot of movement when it comes to technology. So I like that a lot. But anywho, back to what I was saying. So I don't want to get off track. The guy, he was like, he was trying to sell me some Google stuff, and I hear him out, and she pull up while I'm on the phone or whatever, talking to the guy, and she's like, "Why are you like entertaining this? Like, you're not gonna buy." I say, "But it ain't about that. I'm learning their how they approach people who have objections to the thing that they know is beneficial to them, and I want to see how they can get me to overcome that." I say I can take notes from that. Like that's free game. That's free knowledge. That's free game. What we talking about, right? If you're in the video to this point, you gotta hit the say I agree. That is free game. If some marketer calls you, you listen to them and you learn from the things that they're trying to answer when it comes to your objections. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me and feel me on that, because I feel like these people are over the phone salesmen, and they probably do got insight of the industry and probably real information they can help with. But when it comes to the sales part and they're trying to get you to pay or get you to sign up today for only this, like all those things, to me, I like it. I just like it. So she be looking at me crazy every time. She be looking at me like, why is this guy wasting his time with these people? Like, for one, not to judge, but I get a lot of foreign people that call. So no disrespect or nothing like that, but when I get the foreign calls and I can barely understand them. Like, there's a distrust factor. Like, I feel like they fast talk me and then they don't try to hear me talk to them. They just want to talk about what they want to talk about, and it's sometimes that's bothersome. So I try to learn from that as well. Don't be them. Don't be the people who you don't like trying to do that to you. Like, don't try to sell somebody and not hear them out or hear their issue. Like, I just went and did a SOT estimate, and the guy, he was so he didn't allow me to express the value of my service. And usually when someone don't allow me to express the value of my service or understand how I'm unique, to me, it's something being lost right there. Like, now you're just getting a person who's buying off of transactional value versus transformational value and the relationships that I'm trying to cultivate, right? Um, for one, this customer was referred to me by um, Superside. Like, Superside, I'm locked in. I'm locked in so bad right now. I'm locked in with my pesticide company. I'm locked in with the some local providers. Like, I'm locked in. It's power and networking. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back this year for everything, everything. But anywho, back to what I was saying. I was talking to the guy who I did a side estimate on, and he didn't allow me to explain the value of the service, and he just kept over talking. But I had to let him talk. Like, get your stuff off, right? About you understanding this. You've already measured out the property, and they already told you how much it's gonna cost for the side. Okay, cool. Oh, that's cool, homie. That's cool. You know how much the side cost. But he's like, but before you leave today, can you probably give me a ballpark, right? So I'm like, this dude really trying to get down to the bottom. It's okay when people want a ballpark when they're trying to make a decision fast and they're trying to get on the schedule fast. I get that. But when you cut me short on explaining the value of the service, like, my spiel is this. Usually when I'm explaining to people that, hey, um, we don't just install a new lawn and run for the hills, and just leave it out to you, even though it's a perishable product. We like to stand behind it for 90 days. We like to treat the lawn, making sure it's being properly irrigated so it can actually establish throughout the first year. Um, Not to say our competition, not many people offer that. People find us by um, online. You might see it might look like we're a huge company, but we're not a huge company. We just have 140 to 150 Google reviews, and it makes us look like a big company, but we're a we're a value-based business. We're not a volume-based business. We want to make sure our clients are happy with the quality of the work. So that's how we get all those reviews. But we're a small local business, and we like to, cultivate good relationships for our clients and make sure they get the result they were looking for. He didn't allow me to get all that off. Kind of like he kind of shut me out. So it's like, dang. When I tell him this price, because on average these ticket prices for solder installation is roughly, the minimums be around like 3,000, and it's the average ticket is roughly around 5 or 6,000, because it just costs for solder. It's kind of hard. You can't just get around that cost. It costs what it costs. You know, I'm a I'm a 40% profit type guy. So after all my materials, labor, etc., everything, my overhead, I want to be able to walk away with 30, 40% more or more. Usually, I'm usually at the 50% mark, to be real, but I just try to put a cushion there. If they go with it, they go with it. But what I'm planning to do is, well, let me finish up my thought process, because I'm talking about this guy who didn't allow me to explain my value of the service of sod installation, because he was so confident and he wanted to talk, or whatever. So, anywho, his wife, he came and got the wife when it came to me to telling him the pricing of it, and he's like, hold on. He's like, I said, well, your measurements, and it actually, I'm actually estimated at the exact. Dang it, I got a spinner right through here. I ain't trying to flick y'all off, but I just put this tablet on the fence, and it went through the glove. Dang, it hurt. Oh well, phone ringing. Hold on. Yep. Customer calling. Customer calling. Hello, this is with Line Reputation. Hey, how are you doing today, Mr. Joe? I apologize. Our schedule yesterday trying to get everybody estimated. We ran out of time with the measurements we were capturing at the other properties. But I definitely could be following through today. Are you available within the next hour? All right. So yes, I apologize, man. We've been all right. And just can you confirm that address again for me? Oh, all right. I have it here on my system. I'll be stopping by there shortly. All right. Bye bye. Yeah, I got bumped yesterday, y'all. I had like 10 estimates. I got like 6 of them done, and I ran out of daylight. I put this guy address in my GPS right now and schedule it because I told him I'd be there within an hour. And guess what, y'all? I will. Got to do what I set out to do. Put the address in. Got to pick up that phone when it rang, y'all. All right, he 8 miles away, and it takes 22 minutes to get to him. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this thing. I'm gonna set it for late. I need to be there within the next hour. Currently it's 4:01, so I'm gonna arrive at 5:15 within the next hour. Next hour is 5 o'clock, so that means I can arrive between 5 and 6. So you can see traffic is picking up, etc. So I'm planning it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it for, I guess, 5:30 to be on the safe side, and then from there I'm gonna get my phone to tell me when I need to leave. So boom, that's how you plan this stuff and follow up. I've already did three estimates a day, and I got some more calls came in. Um, it's that time of the year. We're starting to crank up a little bit, but you get what you focus on. I'm trying to stay focused on the thing that I desire to do the most. So I need y'all support out here in these streets. Like, hey, Rob, stay the course, my boy. Oh, jeez, it's cool though. I think I'm well grounded, and sometimes no one can hold you accountable. You can only hold yourself accountable to an extent. Because if you don't want to do something, you're not going to do it. That's just what it is. People can mention it to you and suggest, but at the end of the day, you're going to make your decision based off of what you want to do. So I appreciate any encouragement, though, because despite me saying people can always hold themselves accountable, I think it's still helpful to have yourself around well-rounded people that can remind you of why you do what you do and what you're setting yourself out to do. But I'm gonna keep shooting my little videos, y'all. I don't get 1,000,001 views, but I enjoy, showing y'all the ground parts of what I do. My most favorite part of what I do is, I would say, the back office part of it. Yes, I like working in the field as far as doing some landscaping, but gotta invest that energy in the right passion that's gonna really give me the return that I'm looking for, etc. And I've dialed into that. I'm looking at it. It's going to take a few years. I'm gonna give myself a goal of probably 2 years to really dial in and lock in to where I get it to where I want it. But the opportunity and the timeline, that's all subjective. Meaning, if I put more work in and I really make some rave and I really make some noise and I really get some notoriety in this local city, this goal can happen sooner than later. It can happen in 1 year. So I am about to be doing something. No, none of my competition, small competition or whatever, they're not doing. And I really think that's going to help me build an authentic, organic community for my green industry business. How that ground look, y'all? Y'all seen it at the beginning. It was pretty rough over here, but now it don't even look like there's no weeds in here. I did all right, man. Using the right tools for the right job, man. My wife said I work slow. She said I work so slow, but that's the thing. I think I do enjoy what I do. So sometimes I don't be a super rush, which I should from a profitability standpoint. But my expectations for the job, I got a certain expectation. I know I have to deliver. I can't shortcut myself, shortcut the client on quality of work based off of me wanting to just get done fast. I sometimes forget I'm running a business, and a business works by being able to perform uh, a decent amount of work. Well, I ain't gonna say a decent amount of work. I ain't looking at it like that. Sometimes, if you got the right ticket, volume is not really not a real big worry if you're doing high ticket. But when you're doing low ticket, reoccurring small services or small landscape projects, I guess what I'm doing right here, this is a small project. I'm not counting this. This is really just me being helpful to one of my older clients that actually lost their husband as soon as they moved into the house. As soon as they moved in, they were in for like, I don't even think they had moved in yet. Right when they closed, unfortunately, he departed, and it kind of sucks. So I was caring for their lawn. As soon as she moved in, she still moved in, moved forward with the house, and I was doing their lawn care and the landscape, and I've been doing it for years. And then I was like, kind of backed out of the lawn care part of it. It's been about, I've been out of lawn care, actually, like mowing lawns, like to really build my business for almost 2 years. So I'm getting back into lawn care, right? I'm saying lawn care, but I'm gonna maximize this. Like I'm gonna maximize the name lawn care, because when you look at companies like the True Greens, the Weed Man, uh, whatever weed control fertilization company, their category, when you look online, is considered lawn care, guys, and that's the space that just smaller spectrum. So even though when people were the word lawn care, they're thinking of maintenance as far as mowing. That's not necessarily true. So I just got to get a clear brand, get people understanding that, hey, Lawn Reputation, they don't mow lawns. They treat lawns, and they make amazing lawns, but they don't mow lawns, guys. They don't mow lawns. So I've been getting the calls, and you're gonna continue to get calls. Just not to say derail people, but reroute them to a trusted provider. But me personally, I try not to just tell somebody another name that, just because I don't want to deal with them. I could get into subcontracting my leads, because I'll forever get organic care client leads, but it's not my thing. I don't want to put myself out there or suggest somebody that don't service the area. The people who I do know that do lawn care, they don't service my specific, like, they don't service the area that I'm getting the leads from. At least not that I know of. So I don't know. Maybe I can figure out a way to subcontract that as well. Because why not? That's the way to go. That's what Angie's List doing, y'all. That's what Thumbtack is doing. That's what Home Advisor. That's what all they're doing. They're lead generation companies where they're selling leads. I can be doing that from a local standpoint, hands off. Not getting my hands dirty. It's like, hey man, I know somebody that's looking for lawn. This is where their property is located. What is your typical price point that you like to perform maintenance for? I don't want to have anything tied to it. We're just going to do a face value thing. We're going to do a face value, meaning let's build a relationship. I'm going to give you this first client, the second client. If you do get them, pay me. I'm gonna go look at a comparison of what people pay home advisor and stuff like that, and try to make a comparison price of something that's fair. That way, the work that I've put in to gain a reputation is beneficial. Because I definitely get them leads. All right, let me put down a pre-emergent after I get all this mulch down, y'all. See how much that rich black look. I don't know about y'all, but I like working with look at that big old weed, y'all. It's crazy. I don't know about y'all, but I like working with jeans on, jeans, pants. I got like the pants I usually buy from Walmart. Jeans are just they're durable. They don't tear and rip easy. So I like to use those because I know I won't be getting a hole in them no time soon. But yeah, I need to buy some more jeans. These right here are some black jeans that I had